Hello YouTube, this is Kisa and I'm back here with another video. I thought I'd talk about story time. Story time! Yay! Let's do it! I'm outside in my backyard, as you can see. Got the beautiful lilacs blooming right now. They smell so good. Can you see me? See those pictures where people have filters of plants in front of them? Okay, let's talk. I got my blankie. It's not cold, but I like to have a little blankie with me. You know, makes me feel comfy, happy, keeps me cozy. Might start a fire, I don't know. But I thought I'll stand right in front of the lilac and tell you a story. This story is about my late grandmother, well, it's more like a family story, but my late grandmother is in the story. Who's probably passed away. Oh gosh, my grandmother's been gone. Oh, maybe about 30 years now. Yeah, maybe about 30 years. But anyway, when I was a little girl, back in the 80s, I like to roller skate. Yes, I was that girl, roller skating. And me and my cousin were playing outside. Think of the movie Crooklyn, where all the kids are just kind of hanging out and having fun, you know. Everybody's like sitting around and trying to figure out what to do, kind of bored. But then you get into some, you know, mischief. Think of Crooklyn, if you ever seen that. That's like a Spike Lee movie. And it's like based in like the 70s. And it's got a lot of music. It's got a lot of family. A lot of, you know, heartbreak, triumph, kids coming of age, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, Crooklyn. That's kind of the era of it. The little short shirts you used to wear with the little flowers, and back in the day you'd wear your hair in, you know, some fresh braids with, you know, some beads. And you know, you had the beads where, you know, you spend the whole weekend pulling the beads out, and then, no, let me just pull this out. Pulling the beads out and then stringing them up. That'd take you a while. And then if you were like me, you had patterns in your beads. You had like a blue bead, and then you like had a red, and then blue, and then red, and then blue. Yeah, it was serious. But anyway, had fresh beads back then. And my cousin and me and a bunch of our friends in the neighborhood, because back in the day, that's what you did. You hung out with your friends, and you were outside. You were outside all day long with your friends, and you were okay to be outside. Didn't nobody worry about you going outside. You can be out there all day, no problem. Just make sure you get home before the sunlight, before them lights go off. You know, the lights in the neighborhood. If those lights go off, then you better be at home. Otherwise, you're going to get in big trouble. So anyway, you could be out all day. And we used to, like, I don't know, play games, whatever. But we had this idea that we were going to go to the Arboretum. It's a park. And it's maybe, I'd say, 4 miles from where we live. And so the whole neighborhood decided, okay, let's go to the Arboretum. And we walked down there. I skated, of course, because I was that girl, skating. And some people rode their bikes, some people walked. And there might have been about, I'd say about 15 of us, kids, all decided to go to the park. And we didn't tell the adults about it, we just went. And I always followed my cousin, my older cousin, Eric. Everywhere he went, I had to go. That's kind of how, you know, it works. The oldest one takes care of the younger one in the family. And wherever the oldest go, the younger ones have to follow. No question. So I was just following my cousin. My cousin said, hey, we're going to the park. And I rode with him. So I was like, okay, we're going to the park. So we go to the park. I think it was a couple other cousins that were over at the time. And me and Eric, we lived together, me and Eric. At that time, we were living together. And so I definitely had to go everywhere he went. And so we went to the park. And maybe, I don't know, we were there all day. I mean, it's 4 miles from where we live. So we walked down there, probably went to the park, went to the store, you know, we were with our friends. I don't know how long we were there. And my grandmother, the one that passed away, she come looking for us. And I remember she had this, God, I don't know what kind of car it is. You know the car from the Monsters? I don't know, it was a Dodge. Anyway, it was this burnt red car that pulled up. And she was with my uncle Chipper. So she had a witness. And they pulled up really slow towards the park where I was skating. Probably had a Walkman in. I don't know. Maybe had a Walkman. Did they have Walkmans? I think they had a Walkman back then. And she pulled up and she was looking at me. And I didn't notice her. I didn't see her. I'm in my world. And why do I have these things in my ears? Get these. And then she pulls up and she says to me, wait a minute, let me put these things before I. Okay. Sorry. So she pulls up to me really slowly and she just stares at me, I guess, or checking me out, seeing what the hell is her granddaughter doing. I think I was probably about, maybe 10-year-old? Yeah, about 10-year-old. And she pulls up and she's like, Makisa. Ooh, she said my name. And I go, yes, grandmother. And she goes, what are you doing? And I looked at her and I said, I'm skating, grandmother. Now, by the way, I'm the only one in the family that calls her grandmother. Everybody else calls her grandma. I was always just a little proper back then. I mean, I'm still a little proper. But she said, you better skate your ass in this car right now. She wasn't very happy. And all the time with the family members and everything, they always talk about how I was in my world and I was skating and I skated all the way down there and we didn't get no permission to go, and they were really, really worried and they thought somebody kidnapped us. Come on now. Nobody go kidnap a whole bunch of kids. Come on now. So they always tell the story about, oh, remember that time when we, found you guys and we thought you guys were gone and we were so worried and we was looking for you and you were just skating like nothing and I don't even know how you got all the way out there with them skates on and all that. But they never talk about the beating they gave us that night. That part wasn't fun. And I never understood why she thought that somebody kidnapped us. Didn't make no sense back then. Doesn't make sense now. But there's too many kids. Like, really? But that was the 80s. And, that's the kind of thing they used to do back then, If you get in trouble, you got spanking. Or more like a whooping. Yeah, or a beating. I shouldn't laugh about that. But that's the reality of it. And so, yeah, they always tell that story about how I was just skating. They leave out the part that they got mad and beat our butts for it. And yeah, I was that girl that was skating, like really serious about skating, 4 miles away from home in roller skates. And my grandmother was just amazed that I made it all the way over there. I wasn't around anybody. I was by myself. At the time, my cousins and friends and everything, I guess they were somewhere else, but I was like skating in my little thing, and how she just pulled up on me and she was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm skating, grandmother." She's like, "You better get your ass in this car." She was nothing to play with. She was really scary. She was. She was. She was a Gemini, my opposite sign, and I don't know. She had a presence about her. But anyway, thank you for hanging out with me with my little story time. I just wanted to share that. Me being a little proper girl, and the rest of our family being a little hoodlums. No, I'm kidding. That's the funny part is that they don't understand why I would be like, "I'm just kidding, grandmother." They're like, "Whose child is this?" So please come back and look at my videos again. This one's a little short one. I just wanted to tell you this little chat, this little story of how I got my butt beat because I was skating and I didn't let anybody know where I was going, even though I was with my cousin, who was really, it was his fault because he's the oldest and we all supposed to go where the oldest says to go. So yeah, I'm still holding on to that. But they think it's just the funniest story. They didn't talk about the part when they beat our butts. They only talk about the part when I was skating. But anyway, enjoy my little lilacs. Uh-oh. See if I can get a good eye view. I should take a picture like that. I think I will. Bye-bye, YouTube.